Good morning. Good morning. 2017 was a pivotal year in my life. My amazing time at Cornell University was ending, and I felt excited about the future. Unfortunately, that September, the Trump administration rescinded DACA, or Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, a 2012 executive order that gave young immigrants, like me, work permits and protection from deportation. After this news, I felt shattered. One evening, I was getting dinner ready for my family, and I was also listening to a progressive podcast when the topic of immigration came up, and the podcaster said that progressives should stick to less divisive kitchen table issues. I felt hurt. The issues I was facing were being considered too divisive. Now, issues like healthcare and housing are touching us day by day, and therefore become what we talk about at the kitchen table. But for Black families, police brutality is a kitchen table issue. For Asian American families, violence on the basis of race is a kitchen table issue. And for families with LGBTQ+ family members, discrimination protections are also a kitchen table issue. And for my Guatemalan American family, immigration policies are what we talk about at the kitchen table. My family includes my 16-year-old brother, my partner, my parents, my amazing dog Bella, and me. Between us, we have 4 different immigration statuses. Even though I'm the only one with DACA in my family, DACA affects us as an entire family, because with it, I have more opportunities and feel protected. But without it, we could be separated. During the same time, we also faced, as a community, greater discrimination from local police, thanks to anti-immigrant sentiments that were more prevalent throughout the nation. I feared that what could be a routine traffic stop might also be us getting separated as a family. Immigration issues are often discussed as something that is a complex policy debate. But for us, it's something we live day to day. Often, immigration issues are described as too complex, too complicated, or too gridlocked. Some might even call them irrelevant. I challenge you to reconsider that perspective, because there are 11 million undocumented people in the United States. And for states like South Dakota, North Dakota, and West Virginia, there's been unprecedented growth in their immigrant populations, making immigration issues relevant throughout the country. I also urge you to look at the history of where we are currently with immigration. In 2012, I thought DACA was just the beginning, and we would have seen comprehensive immigration reform by now. Instead, DACA is on the brink of getting shut down by the courts, and our greater community has seen little relief. Now, more than ever, we need you to join us in the fight for immigrant rights. In states like my home state of Florida, we have also seen a push for anti-immigrant policies. However, people throughout the country sometimes barely even noticed because they didn't think to look beyond federal policies. On the other hand, during the same time, I was organizing with my local community for local strategies to help our immigrant neighbors, including the implementation of a community ID, which gives a local identification for immigrants in our community regardless of status. Local interventions are both possible and necessary to have many layers of protection for our immigrant neighbors. In 2017, when I felt anxious and nervous about the state of immigration policy, at least I knew my community had my back. Now, the NLC community is also amazing because we create the space to develop understanding regardless of difference. And that sense of understanding is something we should bring to public forums, ballot boxes, and beyond. I also ask you to look at the NLC community as a place where you can practice listening to kitchen table issues that are like yours and unlike yours. And I ask you to see issues across the table as something worth advocating for. And I encourage you to advocate for the immigrants in your communities, like my family and me.